Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of my challenge called 300 different scents in 300 days. Basically, I'm doing this challenge and I'm trying to wear 300 different scents as my scent of the day in 300 consecutive days. And I'm also using this series of videos to sort of revisit some of the fragrances that I've already reviewed in my channel and check out how are my feelings, if my feelings about those fragrances have changed. And I'm also going to use this series of videos as a way to do short reviews of some new to my channel fragrances. So in this episode I'm going to cover days 13 and 14 of this challenge. If you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my work, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It helps with the growth of the channel, it helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it also motivates me to create more useful content for you guys. So for day 13 of this fragrance challenge, I went with a fragrance that's heavy on the leather note. And the fragrance is called No Limits and comes from the house of Philipp Plein. Now, I know what most people think of this brand. They love to hate on the brand image, the way that the brand presents themselves, the packaging, all the marketing stuff. And I have to admit that I'm one of those people who is not the biggest fan of the brand and the brand image. And if you look up this fragrance on Fragrantica, you'll see that it has a pretty low score. But just keep in mind that this fragrance is made by Alberto Morillas, which is a fantastic perfumer that's made some real gems in the past, including this one. The packaging, the branding can be misleading. The stuff in here, the fragrance in here is absolutely fantastic, especially for people who love leather-based fragrances. The main players in this fragrance are a very high quality leather note mixed with some spices, a touch of freshness in the opening, and the dry down is all about the mix of leather and the sweet notes like a dark chocolate note, a very nice vanilla note, also some cardamom which warms up this fragrance. It's really unique, really interesting, really bold type of scent. Performance here is very good. I get 8 hours, no problem, pretty much every time I've been wearing this fragrance. The projection is also very nice. It's about 1.5 to 2 hours of pretty strong projection. All in all, as I said, very interesting, very bold and unique scent profile in this one. I can call it like a leather gourmand type of scent with this fragrance. Also, the price tag of this one, especially if you can find a deal on a tester bottle like I have here, this thing costs like $35, which is a steal in my opinion. So if you like leather-based fragrances and if you like also sweet notes in your fragrance, I think Philipp Plein is No Limits is definitely worthy of checking out. So Philipp Plein No Limits was my scent of the day for day 13 of my fragrance challenge. And for day 14 of this challenge, which is today, I went with something from the house of Tommy Hilfiger called Impact Intense. Now, this is a fragrance that got me curious a while back for one simple reason, and that's because people were drawing comparisons between this and Parfum de Marly's Layton. And since I like Layton so much, I was really curious to check out Impact Intense. I found a good deal on a tester bottle. I'll talk about pricing a little bit later, but it was a pretty good deal. And this is how the bottle looks. Now, it has an interesting design. I'm not the biggest fan of the design of the bottle. The cap is, I don't like the way that the cap sits. I guess they went for the letter T in the way that the bottle is and the cap were designed. Also, this cap is interesting with one other fact. Inside here on the full presentation, not testers like this one, you should find a empty 10 milliliter bottle, travel size bottle that you can fill, for your travels. Also, one thing that I don't like is the fact that this sprayer or atomizer is really small and looks kind of funky, but that's where my cons about this fragrance end. Now, when I received this a while back and I tried it for the first time, I was a little bit disappointed simply because I just couldn't see initially why people were comparing Impact Intense with Parfum de Marly's Layton. I didn't find any similarities, especially in the opening. Whereas Layton is sweet, warm, kind of spicy. This is dry, this is woody and not as sweet. Also, Layton has a nice apple note, whereas this also has an apple note, but it's just a touch of apple. At least my nose picks up just a touch of apple. But then as soon as I tried to look at this fragrance on its own without comparing to Layton, I started to enjoy this one. You get, as I said, a slightly spicy, slightly fruity opening, and then the dry down is all about the woodsy notes and the amber. If I remember correctly, the note breakdown of this fragrance, it contains 3 different types of cedar wood, especially on the dry down, and also a very nice amber note. So the opening is slightly fruity, slightly spicy. The dry down is very woody, very dry, and kind of sweet as well. An interesting scent profile. I kind of call it unique as well. Performance here is great. I get 8 to 9 hours of performance with a sustained moderate projection for about 2 hours. The price tag of this fragrance, if you can find a tester bottle like I did, you're probably going to end up paying like $20-$25, which is a steal in my opinion for what you get scent-wise and performance-wise. So if you like me have checked out this fragrance simply because you think it's going to be close to Layton, then just don't approach this fragrance like that. Try it for the that kind of money. You're not going to spend a lot of money, so you can risk it. But this, if you like woody, dry, woody, slightly sweet fragrances, then definitely this is worthy of checking out. It works great in cold weather, like especially in the fall season. It's a fantastic choice, and as I said, you get really nice scent with very nice performance for next to no money. So this was my scent of the day for today, day 14 of this fragrance challenge, Tommy Hilfiger's Impact Intense. And so this was all for yet another episode of my fragrance challenge called 300 different scents in 300 days. In this episode, I covered days 13 and 14 of the challenge, and I also did short reviews of the 2 fragrances that I wore in the past 2 days, Philipp Plein's No Limits and Tommy Hilfiger's Impact Intense. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in my next video. And until then, bye bye.